stop for just a moment. What if one ordinary-looking coin hiding in your wallet, your kitchen drawer, your car's cup holder, or an old piggy bank has a story that most Americans have never heard? Every single day, thousands of Sacagawea dollars pass through people's hands without a second glance. Most are spent, forgotten, or left collecting dust. But here's the twist. Among those ordinary-looking coins are a handful of extraordinary examples that have become some of the most talked about modern collectibles in American numismatics. They don't announce themselves. They don't sparkle differently. They don't come with a warning label. They quietly blend in with every other golden dollar until someone with a trained eye notices the details. And that's exactly why today's video is so important. Today we're uncovering the fascinating story of the 2000p Sacagawea dollar, one of the most recognizable modern U.S. coins and the starting point for several famous collectible varieties. We'll explore why collectors still search through rolls of these coins, what makes certain examples stand out, the features you should inspect, and the famous discoveries that transformed an everyday dollar into a coin people still talk about years later. Make sure you stay until the end, because the final section reveals the specific characteristics experienced collectors look for before deciding whether a coin deserves a closer examination. Missing just one tiny detail could mean overlooking a remarkable collectible opportunity. Now, let's begin. The story starts in the late 1990s. The United States wanted a new $1 coin that would be easier to distinguish from a quarter and would honor an important figure in American history. The result was the Sacagawea Dollar, first released in the year 2000. Rather than using traditional silver-colored metal, the coin featured a distinctive golden appearance, designed to make it instantly recognizable in everyday circulation. The obverse features Sacagawea carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste, a design intended to celebrate courage, exploration, and the contributions of Native Americans to the nation's history. The reverse of the original design shows a soaring eagle surrounded by stars, symbolizing strength, hope, and the spirit of the United States. Millions of these coins were produced at the Philadelphia Mint with the P Mint mark. Because of those large mintages, many people assume every 2000p Sacagawea dollar is common. That assumption has caused countless coins to be overlooked. What makes this series fascinating is that not every coin left the mint exactly the same. Over time, collectors identified rare varieties and unusual characteristics that set certain pieces apart. These discoveries transformed the Sacagawea dollar from an overlooked circulation coin into one of the most discussed modern U.S. coin series among enthusiasts. And that's where the real mystery begins, as the story of the 2000p Sacagawea dollar spread through the collecting community. One question kept coming up again and again. What makes one coin ordinary and another one worth a closer look? The answer isn't something you'll notice from across the room. It isn't a bright flash of gold or a dramatic difference in size. In fact, that's exactly what makes this coin so fascinating. The most desirable examples often look completely ordinary until they're examined carefully. The 2000p Sacagawea dollar was created with a distinctive golden color that immediately separated it from earlier U.S. dollar coins. Although many people call it a gold dollar, it contains no gold. Instead, it was engineered with a layered metallic composition that gives it its warm golden appearance while standing up to everyday circulation. When you hold one in your hand, you'll notice it feels solid and substantial. The edge is smooth, the strike is bold on well-preserved examples, and the artwork captures remarkable detail when the coin has avoided years of heavy wear. Now look at the front of the coin. Sacagawea is shown carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste, on her back. The portrait isn't just symbolic, it tells a story of endurance, courage, and exploration. Notice the folds in the clothing, the facial features, and the flowing hair. On coins that remain in outstanding condition, these details appear sharp and well-defined. Turn the coin over, and you'll see the soaring eagle surrounded by stars. At first glance, it seems like a simple patriotic design. But experienced collectors know this side deserves extra attention. The eagle's feathers, the crispness of the wings, and the fine design elements can reveal whether a coin is ordinary, exceptionally well struck, or part of a recognized variety. This is where patience becomes your greatest tool. Many collectors don't search for only one coin, they examine hundreds, sometimes thousands, because the smallest design difference can separate a common piece from one that attracts serious attention. Lighting also matters. A coin examined under bright, even light may reveal details that are almost impossible to see under ordinary room lighting. Rotating the coin slowly can help expose tiny features, stronger strikes, or unusual characteristics that deserve a closer inspection. Condition is another major factor. Collectors often describe coins using grading terms that measure how much original detail remains. A coin that has spent years in circulation may show worn high points, scratches, and contact marks. Another coin from the same year may still display crisp details and original mint luster because it was carefully stored instead of heavily used. That's why two coins with the same date and mint mark can receive very different attention from collectors. One might simply be an interesting keepsake. The other could become the centerpiece of a modern U.S. coin collection because of its preservation, strike quality, or a verified rare variety. But here's where the mystery becomes even more exciting. Some of the most famous 2000p Sacagawea dollars aren't valuable because they're old. They're valuable because they display characteristics that only a tiny number of coins possess. These discoveries weren't obvious at first. In several cases, collectors realized something unusual only after carefully comparing coins side by side. That realization changed everything. Suddenly, people who had ignored Sacagawea dollars began searching bankrolls, coin jars, inherited collections, and forgotten boxes, hoping to find one of the elusive examples that collectors had identified. And that's exactly what we'll uncover next. In the next section, we'll reveal the rare varieties, famous errors, and the specific features that made certain 2000p Sacagawea dollars legendary among collectors, and why those discoveries continue to fuel the hunt today. Now we arrive at the part of the story that has fascinated collectors for years. This is the moment where an ordinary-looking 2000p Sacagawea dollar can become something far more interesting, not because of rumors, internet myths, or wishful thinking, but because of genuine varieties and minting differences that have been studied and documented by the coin collecting community. One of the biggest reasons the 2000p Sacagawea dollar became famous is that a very small number of coins left the mint with characteristics that were noticeably different from the standard design. At first, these differences were overlooked because almost nobody expected a modern circulating dollar to develop legendary collectible status. Then, sharp-eyed collectors started comparing coins. They noticed that certain examples displayed details unlike the ordinary 2000p dollars found in circulation. These discoveries sparked excitement across the numismatic world. Coin clubs discussed them. Dealers began searching for them. Collectors started examining every Sacagawea dollar they could find. One of the most celebrated discoveries is the Cheerios Sacagawea dollar. These coins were included in special promotional cereal boxes before the coin officially entered circulation. The reverse features enhanced eagle tail feather details that differ from the regular issue, making them one of the most desirable modern U.S. coin varieties. Because only a limited number entered the public this way, finding one today is exceptionally uncommon. Another well-known variety is the wounded eagle error. On these coins, raised lines appear across the eagle on the reverse because of dye damage during production. Those lines create the appearance of an injury, which is how the variety earned its memorable nickname. It wasn't intentional, yet it became one of the most recognizable modern U.S. mint errors. These are the kinds of discoveries that remind collectors why careful observation matters. However, experienced collectors know that not every unusual-looking coin is a rare error. Scratches after the coin leaves the mint, environmental damage, polishing, or heavy circulation can create marks that are interesting but add no collectible premium. That's why authentication and careful examination are so important before assuming a coin is a rare variety. Serious collectors often inspect the eagle's feathers, lettering, rim, mint mark, strike quality, and overall preservation under magnification. Tiny differences can determine whether a coin is simply well preserved or belongs to a much scarcer category. Another factor that drives collector demand is condition. A verified rare variety that also survives in exceptional original condition becomes significantly more desirable because so few examples remain with sharp details and minimal wear. Collectors compete for coins that combine rarity with outstanding preservation, and that combination is what makes certain pieces stand out at major auctions. The excitement surrounding the 2000p Sacagawea dollar has inspired thousands of people to search bankrolls, estate collections, inherited albums, and forgotten coin jars. Most searches end with ordinary examples, but every so often, someone discovers a coin that deserves closer examination by experts. That possibility is what keeps the hunt alive. And now comes the question almost every viewer has been waiting for. If one of these rare and authenticated varieties is found in outstanding collector condition, how much could it actually be worth in today's market? And now we've reached the moment that has kept collectors searching through rolls of dollar coins for years. After learning the history, studying the design, and understanding the famous varieties, the biggest question remains: how valuable can a genuine rare 2000p Sacagawea dollar actually become? Here's the truth every serious collector should know. The value of a 2000p Sacagawea dollar depends entirely on which variety it is, whether it is authenticated, and its condition. An ordinary circulated 2000p Sacagawea dollar is generally worth close to its face value. However, verified rare varieties, such as the famous Cheerio Sacagawea dollar in exceptional certified condition, have sold for well over $100,000, with the very finest examples reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars at major auctions. These remarkable prices are driven by rarity, collector demand, and independent grading, not by the date alone. That is exactly why experienced collectors never judge a coin by appearance alone. Before spending a Sacagawea dollar, take a few minutes to inspect it carefully. Use good lighting, a magnifying glass or coin loupe, and compare the details with reliable references. Never clean the coin, because cleaning can permanently reduce its collector value. If you believe you've found an unusual variety, consider having it authenticated by a respected third-party grading service before making any decisions. The thrill of coin collecting isn't just about money, it's about discovery. Every coin carries a story, and every search teaches you something new. While truly rare examples are uncommon, the excitement comes from knowing that history can sometimes be hiding in the most ordinary places. The 2000p Sacagawea dollar has earned a lasting place in modern American numismatics because it proved that even a modern circulating coin can capture the imagination of collectors. From the famous Cheerios variety to the Wounded Eagle error, it continues to inspire people to look more closely at the change they receive every day. So the next time a golden dollar crosses your path, don't dismiss it too quickly. Examine it carefully, compare the details, and enjoy the hunt. Whether you discover a fascinating variety or simply learn more about America's coinage, you'll be seeing these coins with completely new eyes. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of rare U.S. coins, make sure to subscribe to Minted Million Coins. We bring you fresh coin collecting stories, valuable discoveries, and the latest insights into remarkable U.S. coins on a regular basis. Turn on notifications so you never miss another treasure hunt. And remember, the greatest discovery in coin collecting isn't guaranteed to be in someone else's collection. It might be waiting in yours. Thank you for watching Minted Million Coins, and I'll see you in the next adventure.